Hey guys, and welcome back. Now today I'm going to be talking about my plans for the next comp that I have. I've obviously just finished one, and I'm also going to be reflecting on that. Maybe talking about what I could have done better, what I may do differently next time, and potentially what I could implement into the next prep to make it even more successful. So that is what I'm going to talk about today. Let's go, baby. Okay, so reflecting on comp now, it was a fantastic day. I hit a 950 kilogram total. Now, this entire prep, if you've been watching along, I've been speaking about hitting this 950 kilo total, as I make my comeback. It's been 3.5 years off the platform, which is a very substantial amount of time. Now, it's not that I wasn't training during this period, but when powerlifting and competing isn't your main priority, it's impossible to maintain that level of strength that you could have when it's everything that you do, okay? Now, in this time, the world changed, I was prepping for a comp, then the world shut down during the pandemic, and it took a back seat. Competing took a back seat. I started to focus on business because I had to maneuver and make some decisions to keep my business afloat during a very difficult time. Now, as I said, I was still training hard, but I just wasn't competing or taking the supplements, PEDs, etc. that would entail me to push my body that much further. I then delved into a little strongman. I was enjoying that a lot. I really enjoyed strongman. I had 2 competitions, obviously, and I won both of them against some very good competition as well. But that powerlifting was always calling me back, and it was really good to get back on the platform and put it together. You went 8 out of 9, a 360 kilo squat, 215 bench, and a 375 kilo deadlift. Now, the prep itself, it was pretty good. It took me a little while to figure things out for sure. I didn't figure my squat out until maybe 3 weeks out of competition. It was feeling very off. A lift that I had to work very hard on originally to get it to, my best lift is 415 kilos. Now, I never thought I'd be a 400 kilo squatter, but I put the work in and it became one of my strengths. Now, I squatted 360 on the weekend, which was 10 kilos more than I had done during the prep, which was my goal, 360. And I was very happy with it because it moved like I could have done another 15 or 20 kilos. So I think I'm a little bit ahead on my squat, which is fantastic. My technique's feeling very nice. So moving into the next prep, I'm not going to change anything now that I know what I'm doing. I found the groove. It's really about building a bigger base again. Plenty of rep work, plenty of volume, ingraining that technique. So the next time I decide to peak my strength, I'll be back over 400 kilos, no doubt at all. Now my bench press, that did let me down on the day. Not that I felt weak. I missed my 3rd bench press. Not to make excuses, but a double hamstring cramp. I would put down to the reason I did miss it. My 222.5 was a conservative 3rd in my mind. I dropped it from my original goal because I was competing to win, and I wanted to get another 3 successful lifts on the board and just add to my total. But the cramp did throw me. Regardless, even if I'd benched 222.5 or 225 like I originally wanted to, that is still a little bit behind where I wanted it to be. So I'm not satisfied with that. Now I have identified why that is. It's a long way off my best. My best bench ever is 260 kilos and 252.5 in competition. Now, the entire prep I was struggling with some shoulder issues and pec issues. It was extremely uncomfortable, extremely painful. I could not get much work in or much volume, which was, that's not ideal when you want to get strong, it's integral to training. So, getting just back to 220 before competition was big for me. I had missed it 3 times that training cycle, which I don't normally do. 220 is not normally an issue. However, it is what it is. I'm going to take a much different approach to bench pressing in this cycle. I'm going to be spending more time ingraining some technique, doing a lot more tempo work, not as much volume straight up. The big issue I had last time was I went from not benching much at all to benching way too often. And that flared my shoulders up within about 3 weeks, and to be honest, I never recovered from that. It was painful from that day. So the first 3 weeks of the prep was actually going really well, but then from weeks 4 until competition, I was more so just trying to manage the pain and get whatever I could done. So that is what it is. bench. Now in terms of deadlifting, obviously I was stoked with my performance in competition. 375, it isn't my best deadlift at all. That's not my best deadlift in competition, but after a bicep tear around 4 months ago, and only pulling 375 with straps in training 2 weeks ago, it was nice to match that on the platform with no straps. The entire prep, I didn't do anything over 320 without straps, purely because I was trying to minimize any extra risk I could of hurting my bicep, just so I could get to competition day without issue. I've always trusted my grip, it's never let me down, and it goes to show that it's not an issue. 375, there was no movement in my hand, it didn't feel like I was ever going to drop it, that was not an issue at all. My grip is solid, and I was very happy with that. My technique is starting to look really nice again, so moving forward, I'm going to go into a lot of snatch grip deficit work, which I didn't do at the beginning of the last training cycle, because coming back from injury, I couldn't do anything that was, putting myself at higher risk than I already was. When snatch grip, that's an uncomfortable position for the bicep and elbow if you have an injury. So that's something that I can do now, something that is very valuable to building a big deadlift. The last time I implemented it, I hit a 410 kilogram deadlift at the end of the training cycle, and that is a big PB. So very happy with that performance. And as I said, the total 950, 8 out of 9. The execution was good. I missed the bench press, but I was able to make that up on the deadlift, purely because my plan was rather conservative anyway, so it wasn't too stressful. I came away with the win, and it was a fantastic day. I really enjoyed it. Got this killer trophy. It's a FEMA Revenant 1. That's the name of the competition. It was a capo meet. And yeah, so I'm really happy with it. Now, in terms of starting my next training program, I'll start next week. I'll have 1 week off program training, not a week off training, just to get some movement back in, freshen up a little bit, because we've got another big push. I've got roughly 5 months until my next planned competition, which I'll reveal to you in a moment, but I may get something else in before then, just for a bit more practice. I think that's not a bad idea. I wouldn't peak for the competition. It would be similar to the one I've just done, where it was, yes, a kind of peak, but I wasn't pushing the PEDs or anything else. It was just really focusing on getting back to a decent level. And again, what I would do this time around is probably push over 1,000 kilograms if I could find a competition around September. But the big one, December, that's what I've got my eyes on. Now, in regards to what competition that is, it is Big Dogs. I believe this will be 4 or 5, Big Dogs 4 or 5. I did Big Dogs 1 many years ago. It was a fantastic comp. Now, there's no confirmation yet of this meet being on. There is word that it's on, but I'm definitely waiting for confirmation before I 100% commit to it. But I've had my eyes on that since the beginning of the year. I think that would be a fantastic platform and opportunity to go and put up a big PB total. That's the big stage, plenty of exposure, plenty of competition, and it's in Australia. I've done plenty of meets overseas, but I do love competing at home. So I think that'd be something really good to challenge myself with. There's going to be several 1,100 kilogram totals. Big Dogs is a super heavyweight meet. I'm not a super heavyweight. I'm a 140 lifter. I walk around at 137 at the moment. A lot of these guys are walking around 160, 170, 180 plus, But it's, biggest total wins, and it's powerlifting. So strength is everything. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm 40 kilos lighter than you. I win because I totaled only 10 kilos less than you. That's stupid. Someone's stronger than you. They're stronger than you. Full stop. Just get stronger. But saying that, I still want to look good. I still want to feel confident, feel healthy. And yeah, I like to look good. It's the whole part of, for me being a man is, what's the point of being strong if you look like shit and you feel like shit? Seems counterproductive to me. I want to be strong in the gym and also be strong in the real world. Be confident in the real world and be successful in the real world and on the platform. So that's really important to me. But all in all, guys, I'm going to be obviously sharing this journey with you as well. This has been my first, I guess, time on YouTube. The last prep that I've done, I was hoping to bring something to you that was interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm hoping to improve on that, obviously. I would like to improve on my production skills and my videos. I do all this by myself with the help of one or two people that film my videos, which I truly appreciate, but the editing and all that is done by myself. So it's a little tough, but I'm doing the best I can here. I do enjoy doing this, and if there's anything you guys ever really want to see, please just reach out. I'm open to doing different kinds of content, different topics. I want to help you guys learn and grow, and also want you to enjoy it and have fun, because I have fun doing this. It's important to find joy in what you do, and I have done that, so I'm very grateful. But yeah, to wrap it up, successful comp, Revenant 1, men's overall winner, 950 total. Next comp, next big comp, Big Dogs, December, fingers crossed. That is where I'll be going to break my PB total of 1,050 kilos. There will be some big totals going on that day, and it'll be good to compete, and try and bring my best to the table and get amongst it with the other men. And the training is going to be fucking hard, volume, work, blood, sweat, tears. And I'm looking forward to it. This is what I do. This is what I love. I love the challenge. I love the pain. Makes me feel alive. I found a purpose in this, and I believe you can find your purpose in this too. So if you're not competing, you're not lifting weights, at least you gotta go to the gym. You gotta lift some weights. It's the only way to fucking grow. Not the only way to grow here, but physically, yes, but it also helps you grow here. Two birds, one stone, baby. That's what we do. But I appreciate your support. Until next time, please go and buy my motherfucking merch, follow my channel, drop a comment, and most of all, go to the fucking gym. You should. Stop being lazy.